Brazil does not have a lot of time to improve. Even if it wins their group, they may have to face Germany or what looks to be a strong Mexico team in the first knockout game. Until stoppage time, it appeared that Brazil was going to need a win against a solid Serbia team in their third match to get through to the knockout stage, and they still might. Brazil last failed to advance out of group play in 1966. Still, for all the team's brilliance both individually and in qualifying, Brazil has looked nothing like Brazil for the better part of 3 hours in Russia. Loading. Maybe it was the royal blue uniforms they lined up in Friday, rather than their famous canary yellow shirts, that made Brazil look so unfamiliar, so off, but then they wore those in the first match and managed only a goal in a draw against Switzerland. What discomfort with a European location? 10 of the 11 players in the starting lineup and the first 2 off the bench play for clubs in Europe. Asked to explain Brazil's struggles, Tite said, "It's a World Cup. The margin of error is very slim." Within minutes of the kickoff, the whistles began rising from a crowd dominated by Brazilian fans, carrying expectations that few other teams face. Brazil are not only supposed to win but win with style and dominance. Instead, Brazil was just another frustrated, struggling team with a superstar who wasn't living up to his name in a lineup that seemed not to want to run. "We know the responsibility is huge," said Felipe, who scored Brazil's first goal. When you are playing with the national team, emotionally, the coach always highlights the fact that you have to be mentally strong from the beginning to the end. Even if you score in first or last minute, you still have 90 minutes to fight. That was what happened, breaking through Brazil, as Felipe Coutinho after scoring the opener. Photo, APN01 was worse than Willian, the Chelsea midfielder who botched passes to his feet, gave away balls and sent shots so far high and wide of the crossbar that Tite subbed him out at halftime. Willian was hardly alone, though. Brazil barely created any good chances through the first half, when they mostly wandered the field and sniped at the referee, Bjorn Kuipers of the Netherlands, for not giving them more free kicks. Late in the first half, Paulino led a rush up the right side and played a perfect centering pass across the middle of the penalty area. There wasn't a blue shirt within 10 yards of it to connect for a shot. In the second half, Brazil came out with a new resolve and produced an early flourish, pressing Costa Rica deep in their end and jetting to every loose ball as if the players were trying to avoid the flogging they were going to get back home if this match somehow didn't go their way. But the chances did not turn into goals. Gabriel Jesus clanked a header off the crossbar. The rebound ended up at the feet of Coutinho near the 18-yard line. His shot was headed for the open left side of the net, but defender Christian Gamboa got his shin in the way at the last moment. Minutes later, Neymar was handed a sitter from 7 yards, but sent it sailing above the crossbar, and Coutinho hit another open strike from in front of the goal right into the arms of Costa Rica goalkeeper Keylor Navas. As the minutes ticked toward the end of regulation, Costa Rica, disciplined and organized in a 5-man back line, held firm. For long stretches, the Ticos kept every player behind the ball, frustrating the surging Brazilians. "I don't know what else we could have done," Costa Rica manager Oscar Ramirez said. "We were playing against the second-best team in the world. They have great players. Considering what I have, it was reasonable what we did. It nearly worked." Kuipers scolded Neymar to stop yapping at him about uncalled fouls, then delivered a yellow card when Neymar slammed the ball with his hand after yet another didn't go his way. After one open shot from 20 yards sailed into the stands, Neymar hid his face in his shirt, devoid of the usual swagger he carries on the world's biggest stage. Then, just in the nick of time, Brazil did turn into some version of Brazil, not the fancy one but the one that nearly always gets the results they need. Marcelo's pass in from the right in the first minute of stoppage time found Roberto Firmino's head and then Jesus' foot, and when it dropped into an open patch of grass right in front of Navas, Coutinho dashed into the space and slammed the ball past him. In the final minute, Neymar got his revenge, turning home a pass from substitute Douglas Costa behind a helpless novice. When the final whistle blew moments later, he collapsed to his knees in tears at the center of the field, covering his eyes again, this time overcome by the emotion of the narrow escape. Relief: Brazil's Neymar celebrates with teammate Felipe Coutinho. Photo: Aptai didn't escape unscathed either. Rushing the field to celebrate the first goal, he got tripped up and tumbled to the grass. "I kind of pulled a muscle," he said later. "It tore some fibers. I'm limping during the celebration." FIFA World Cup analysis: Brazil, Costa Rica.